Hey guys, I'm AfroGeek PlusUltraNappy and welcome back to a brand new video. So in today's video, I'm bringing you guys on a topic that I haven't touched on the channel in a good minute. And I've been waiting to talk about this for the longest time. I've actually been waiting to talk about it since late October. And that I am bringing you guys is my review for Season 1 of Power Rangers Dino Fury. Now I know what some of you were thinking. This grown man watches Power Rangers still? Just because I'm 25 don't mean I can't stop being a kid at heart. And if you guys are new to the channel, and for those of you that do know your boy, I've talked about Power Rangers, at least if not once, twice on the channel. But I know I've talked about Power Rangers before, and I've discussed my love for Power Rangers. As a kid, I grew up watching a lot of the Power Rangers series on like ABC Kids, Jetix, Nickelodeon, and even, Jetix. That's back when TV was good. The last series that actually is supposed to be released on Nickelodeon under new contract with Hasbro, because Hasbro now owns the rights to Power Rangers, because it used to be Saban because he bought the rights back, but now it is under the rights to Hasbro. But for now, let's go ahead and let's talk a little bit about the series. The series was released on Nickelodeon February 20th, 2001, all the way through December 18th, 2021. Normally, Power Rangers always will release in February, around like mid to end February. It's always been like that since I can remember, at least I think on Nickelodeon, and it was released on Netflix with the first half being released on June 15th, 2021, and the second half being released on October 15th, 2001. The first season is supposed to be like the last thing that's supposed to stream within the contract that they have with Nickelodeon. So now the series is going to be exclusively on Netflix starting spring 2022. Most kids nowadays, or if not, most people have streaming services over cable. Every family on this planet, I'm pretty sure, has Netflix if they can afford it, obviously, because the prices have gone up throughout the years. But yes, if you have Netflix, you're going to be able to watch the second season without no problems. So let's go ahead and let's jump into the plot. So 65 million years ago, the evil Sporex beast ravaged the planet Ravkan before traveling to Earth. However, 6 Ravkan knights persuade them, and along with 6 dinosaurs, were granted the power to become Dino Fury Rangers by the Morphing Masters. They captured the Sporex, though all were seemingly lost except for the Red Ranger Zato, who went into a coma-like stasis to prevent the Sporex escape. In the present, intergalactic warrior Void Knight accidentally unleashes the Sporex while trying to steal them, forcing Zato and his new friends, a cyborg dinosaur named Solon, to recruit a new team of Dino Fury Power Rangers to help them in their fight. Again, this is, I think, the 4th series to implicate dinosaurs, and this, I believe, is the 3rd series to also have Dino in their name, because starting off with Dino Thunder, which is my personal favorite, and then you got Dino Charge and Dino Supercharge. The plot's kind of interesting. I think that's what made me kind of gravitate more towards it. You don't really get a whole lot of alien-like Red Rangers. I mean, you have the Red Ranger from Operation Overdrive, who I believe was a android-like creation that was made by his father. And then I believe you also had a couple other interesting Red Rangers. My mind's kind of drawing a blank, but there have been some interesting Power Rangers, to say the least, who, if not, weren't from Earth, who were other creatures. All right, so now let's go ahead and let's jump into the character roster. All right, so we got Russell Kirby as Zato, the Red Dino Fury Ranger. Intermission here. I just want to say that after I announce the characters, especially the Rangers, I'll go back before I head off to like the allies and the civilians, just to kind of give my input on how I like the characters, what I think they did good, what I don't like about them. So you got Hunter Dino as Amelia Jones, the Pink Dino Fury Ranger. Kai Moya as Ali Akana, that's not Akana, the Blue Dino Fury Ranger. You got Tessa Arroyo as Izzy Garcia, the Green Dino Fury Ranger. Chance Perez as Javi Garcia, the Black Dino Fury Ranger. And you got Jordan Fights as Ion, the Gold Dino Fury Ranger. Sorry if I butchered any of the actors' names. Didn't mean to do that on purpose. I'm just a bad person when it comes to pronouncing names sometimes. I almost didn't even say the actors' last names. I didn't know Chance Perez, he actually was in a boy band before that, because he was on this competition show. I forgot the name, but he was in a boy band previously for like a year or two. You know, and his character in the show is someone who always does something with music, regardless if it's playing the piano or singing. So he's a talented actor, you know, and he's got the looks, and he's kind of like a bad boy-esque kind of vibes. That's what he gives off. I think he made a great fit for the Black Ranger. Didn't know in real life he was a father, so congrats to him and the lady that he's with. So I'm kind of jumbling around, but after I just talked about Chance, I'm gonna go back to Russell. Russell Curry, who plays Zato the Red Ranger. His introduction, I felt, was kinda meh. And when I say that, I mean, when you first watch Power Rangers Dino Fury, it starts off kind of slow. It was slow, but like the difference between Beast Morphers is Beast Morphers, it had like, of course, it kind of picked up the pace a little bit, but it was like the way they wrote it made it make sense the way it was going. And what I mean by that is Dino Fury kind of had such a slow start. Of course, not all the Rangers were introduced. It originally started with just Ali, Amelia, and Zato. Just the red, pink, and blue Ranger for like the first, I want to say, 5 to 7 episodes maybe. It's cool. I mean, Power Rangers RPM kind of did the same thing where they didn't introduce Ziggy as the Green Ranger or Old Dude as the Black Ranger for, I think, a few episodes. And that's kind of like how it is, especially like Ninja Storm. I mean, you know, you had red, yellow, and blue, and then you kind of got the introduction of the Thunder Rangers, and then you got Cam as the Green Ranger. Power Rangers sometimes likes to implicate that element where they start off with just 3 Rangers and then introduce a couple more as the first season progresses. I'm not too surprised on that, but I just thought the pace with like the first 2 to 3 episodes was kind of like the writing I thought wasn't the greatest. The acting could have been a little better. Like I was expecting a bit more, but then again, it's 2021 at the time, so you can't expect to get greatness. And of course, as a 25-year-old, you're not going to be blown away by the acting. They're going to cater, especially the writing, towards today's age demographic, which is kids 20 years or more younger than me. They have people saying lit, fam. Russell Curry's acting, he has his moments as far as the spotlight within the series, but I just feel like sometimes his acting is just a bit dry. But then again, if you think about it, Zato is an alien. He's trying to get equipped to the customs of humans on Earth. So in reality, it makes sense for him to kind of come off a little bit not as sarcastic or a bit dry at moments. So I can't be too mad at that because that fits the character that I guess the actor is trying to portray. You know, not saying he's a bad Red Ranger or anything. I was just expecting just a smidge more. So then we move on to Hunter Dino, I think that's how you pronounce her name, as Amelia Jones, the Pink Ranger. Now, she is really cool. I like this actress a lot. Something about the character not, you know, being afraid really of anything, taking charge, you know, wanting to test the waters. Now, the whole being obsessed with conspiracy theories and all that, that whole thing kind of drags on throughout the season, and it can be a bit repetitive and annoying, which is actually how she ran into Ali trying to find, I believe it was Bigfoot. But overall, I mean, really no complaints over this actress. She does her fair share and she's not bad. So now we got Kai as Ali. The actor himself, he did a pretty good job as playing Ali, because Ali is definitely like that tech savvy kind of character. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Billy from Mighty Morphin. Tried to do things on his own. He kind of was like, I really don't need nobody. I can try and do this myself. At the same time, his character could be kind of annoying because he was one of those characters that kind of gave off, you know, hey, we should stick by the rules, kind of like Zato. I mean, overall, Ali's character isn't bad. But compared to other Blue Rangers I've seen throughout previous Power Ranger series, this actor does honestly a superb job. A little annoying, but I mean, you know, it is what it is. I like the tech savviness to him. I love the gadgets. I love that he always has to rely on the newest of the new, but also can implicate that maybe sometimes technology and having the best of the best doesn't always solve everything, which is how I constantly have to remind myself, which is why I think I relate a little bit to this character. So overall, I love the Blue Dino Fury Ranger. So now we're moving on to Tessa, who plays Izzy Garcia, the Green Dino Fury Ranger. She's the one who is supposed to be the youngest out of them, because in the series, I'm pretty sure everybody except for Izzy is not in high school, because they show Izzy at school. They made, for the first time ever, a Green Ranger as a female, which a lot of people were very surprised about, even me myself. But I'm always up for change. I'm always up for Power Rangers to kind of test new elements, and her character in the show happens to be a part of the LGBTQ community. She does end up getting a girlfriend throughout the series. I'm honestly happy to see that. You know, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm really happy that, again, Power Rangers are kind of trying to relate more to today's day and age, and it kind of teaches kids about the LGBTQ when probably they don't even know what that is. So it's nice that kids kind of get to implement to know that even Power Rangers can be with whoever they want to be with and have whatever partner they want. Can definitely 100,000,000% get behind. Now, Izzy is a go-getter. That's what I like about her. Since she is in high school, I think that's where the writing to today's day and age, who are obsessed with TikTok and whatnot, comes in, because she says, "Oh yeah, fam, huh?" And then she's like, "That's lit, huh, 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 huh." Ah, it's just watching that and hearing it. It's just, at first when I realized her age and then I started like doing like a double take, at first I kind of was like, she looks a little too grown to be playing a high schooler. And I still do believe that I think the actress who plays Izzy does look a bit grown to be playing a high schooler, but I think she's supposed to be a senior. And if she's a senior, then that's the case, because when I was in high school, a couple of the grades before me, when I was a freshman, definitely looked like some grown-ass adults. So now we move on to Jordan Fights. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, and if I'm not, my apologies. Ion, the Gold Dino Fury Ranger. When I say this man, this man pretty much saved Power Rangers Dino Fury. Oh my gosh. His introduction to the series as this too cool for school, and he kind of has a little bit of that slang in him, or he's like, "Oh, you know, I got this." It's kind of like how you would hear Phil Lamar voice Static Shock, where you had Static Shock where it was like, "I put a shock to your system," kind of like talking like that. That's how Ion talks. You know, that stereotypical person don't sit there and be like, "Oh, that's because he's black. They probably did." His character, Ion, is actually my favorite character out of Dino Fury. His whole cool guy attitude, his whole weapons, his whole introduction. I think that this actor did a phenomenal job. You know, I was waiting for them to announce who the Gold Ranger was gonna be, and they did an excellent choice. It's always good, again, to see a young black man be in a show like Power Rangers and kind of get that stardom and that chance to shine, because you don't see a lot of that. Bless this character, by far my favorite Dino Fury Ranger in this whole damn series. Then you get kind of like support characters like Ollie's mom, who's really cool, Izzy, Javi's dad, who is a bit of a stickler. His character, I think he's supposed to come off as being kind of like a Grinch, because he's like that hard, tough dad who wants the best for their kids. So I can understand that, but he's a bit much. Bless Solon, who's the cyborg dinosaur character. I really like Solon a lot. Kind of like the alpha of the group. You got Jane, the boss, I think of Buzz Blast. I think it's called Buzz Blast. A bit animated, not really too fond of that character. And then you got Jay Borg, who I think is a bit Ed Pop Jones, Amelia's grandfather, who I actually like. Pop. He definitely reminds you of like that cooler, older grandfather who likes to do a lot of stuff. He's definitely hands-on, does a lot of community work, and is just an overall really cool person. So I think out of all of these side characters, my favorites probably have to be Solon and Pop. But I also like Ollie's mom too, so those three. And then you get to the villains. Void Knight. Void Knight, honestly, it's like a rip-off of that one knight from Power Rangers Mystic Force. What was his name? Dark Void or something like that? Void Knight, him trying to capture these Sporox beasts to power the machine to bring back his beloved wife. I can understand that, why he was trying to do that, but he could have gone about it a different way instead of trying to like take over the world. I don't know, Void Knight, I'm like in the middle, where I think in some aspects he is cool, but then he's also kind of whack as hell. We could have gotten somebody better, but I ain't complaining. It's whatever. And then you got Mucus, who is a minion, annoying. Boom Tower, who is a minion. It's kind of cool at first when he was introduced. His, power was actually really cool, and then when they just keep bringing him back and back so many times, it's kind of like, okay, you ain't cool no more. We ready for some new, you know what I mean? It's like for who I mean, these minions is alright, man. I ain't gonna lie. These minions is kind of cool, but like, they also really annoying. I know that's how it's supposed to be. You know, kind of coming off of Beast Morphers, I was kind of hoping for something cool, but then again, each series is different. I can't act like it's a sequel from the previous. They're gonna have to switch it up, do some new formulas, do something different because it's another year. But overall, guys, that is my input on Season 1 of Power Rangers Dino Fury. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, dislike if you didn't, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. Let me down in the comment section below if you watched the series yourself and what did you think of it, what you liked about it, what you thought could have been better, anything I missed over the series, anything you want me to touch up when I discuss Season 2. If you want to connect more with me on my social media accounts, hit me up in the link in the description below. I'm talking Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And if you want to check out more content from me, hit up my main channel, also in the link in the description below. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm AfroGeek PlusUltraNappy, and your boy is